Golang variables. A variable is a storage location for holding a value. It should have a data type that we define at the declaration of the variable. So this is how we declare a variable in Go. The keyword var, the name of the variable, let's say name, like for my first name or something, or let's say first name, and then string. This is how we declare a variable in Golang. And then to assign a value to it, we just assign the value. Or we can just do that inline. Last L name, so for last name, string again, and then my last name. Oh, and you see this red line, it's because Golang requires you to use all variables within the function scope. So fmt.printf, what we are going to do is print out the type of the variable and then the value of it. And then here we type the variable that we wanna print out, the type and the value. Fname, right? And then last name. Now you see, you don't see the line anymore, and we can print that out. Go run main.go. Go main.go. That's the that's how we print them out. So now what we can do is just to escape the line. Another thing that we can declare the variable inline. So let's say age, and then we set the age to 30. So this is telling Go to just figure out what is the type of the age and make this variable type of whatever we declare here. So for now it's string, as you can see, and of course if we take off the double quotes, it will become an integer, right? So that's an integer. However, if it's string, we cannot convert to integer, or if age is declared now as an integer, we cannot redeclare it, let's say, as a string. This is not possible. What is possible though is that we can convert the value. So let's say val, like for value, str convert dot. So now we give it the age, you will see. So it is equivalent to format to integer, right? So it is taking this integer and it's converting it to a string. Now val should be a string. Val, you see, that's a string. If we want to go back again to integer, that's possible. Let's call it num, like for numeric, and then and then we give it the value. But if you go see here the function signature, you will see that it does return an integer and an error, right? So here we need an error, but for now we don't care about the error. So what we do, we use this, it's called a blank identifier. So num, we are going to use it because we need it, but the error for now we don't need it, so we want to ignore it. To tell Go to ignore any variable, we just use the blank identifier. We can also ignore num in this way. In this case we don't even need to use it here, right? But we are going to use it. So that's just something to show you. And now that's an integer. It was an integer, and then here it became a string, and then we made it an integer again. So that's something that is of course possible. You might have some errors if you have letters and so on, but I'm just showing you how you can convert the data, but you cannot change the variable. The variable. One other thing is that all variables are zero valued. So let's say if we get rid of those and all those, and let's say age var age int, okay, and age. So if we print those out, we will have the string, the integer as a zero value, and the string, I should get rid of this, and the string is empty string, so it's equivalent to this, like an empty string. There is nothing inside it. All variables are 0 valued. Like I said, for variables, for integers it's 0, for floats it's 0, for string it's an empty string, and so on. One more thing is that you can declare, of course, variables here, but let's say integer, but now you can now redeclare them, or which called shadowing. So let's say var age string. This is possible, a or something like that. So this is possible, but now once it's a string, we cannot redeclare it within the function. And this is as it's declared here, and we redeclare it here. It's called shadowing. And one thing else, if you want to declare multiple strings here, or whether here or there, let's say age, then first name, last name, and so on, you can do that here, or even here. Or what you can do, if you have multiple types, what you can do is you can wrap them in parentheses, and let's say f name, string, and so on, or integer, so you can, this is called a variable block. You can use this kind here at the package level, and you can use this one here in the function level. And so that's our variables. So that's how we use variables in Golang. I will throw in a couple links that are from the Go blog documentation. Feel free to read them and keep going.